Why is it stuck? My screen.
Mala was like, why did you join? I refresh it. Yes, we got
Okay, we are
Aaron.
live. We are live. Okay. Hello, everyone. How are you guys? Fine, thank you. Welcome to IRL Indian Racing League Season 9, Division 2, Round 9 at the Jeddah International Circuit. I forgot what the actual name is, but
I think it's
uh,
Jeddah Corniche Circuit.
yeah,
Yeah.
a French name for an Arabian track. Very ironic, but yeah. Regardless of which, it's me with Fix today, joining who some would call the top two in D1. Although I wouldn't say that, even though I just did. Redstone, what's up?
What's up, guys? Good to be back in the comms box. And we have a third musketeer here joining us today. Abhishek, would you like to introduce yourself to the public?
Yeah, everyone. My second time doing comms.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
just go back to that my best friend. If you ever struggle for words, just go back to that my best friend composition that they taught you when you were like 5 years old, and just start describing the track as your best friend. Even though I think this track is nobody's best friend, it's pretty unique, I'll say. And Cody's is the way they program the game makes it even more unique. Um, yeah.
Meanwhile, Raman's already
And
out and he's
before
not
that,
waiting around
can
for
one of you
anyone.
boys just share this stream on the IRL channel? You do get to tag everyone in the server, so that's an added incentive
yeah, I'll
without
do that.
getting penalized, of course.
I'll do that.
So, what's your thoughts here, Redstone? I've seen your time trial lap here. I think everyone's seen your time trial lap here, but I would say this is more of a very random track, because if you make one slight error, you can end up losing like 4 tenths to half a second in just that one lap alone. So, do you think these guys will be risking all that much, considering there's a sprint? It's a sprint weekend, so there's a 9 lapper after this that decides the actual grid order.
I think it's safe to say that like going out on a banker lap and setting a decent time and then trying to build up on that, so it sort of gives you more options in the sprint race as well. But I wouldn't suggest like going all out on that first lap because it's very, as you know, it's really easy to lose the car here and go into the barriers. So yeah, I think we'll see a lot of conservative laps in the first round of quali, and yeah, probably build on that as they go.
Yes, I am that very fixed with the Monaco drive and pit stops. Yes. Um, yeah. Anyway, going on to the first of the hot laps. Even Smith's on a hot lap right now. I'm waiting for someone to cross the line, so that also Abhishek is in the session. I just realized. So hopefully he retires his car fast so that he can join us with the comms proper.
Oh,
But I
thank
think
Oh,
you.
and Shrikant. Oh,
we have
Shrikant's
since
retired. Did
we
he have
have
a quali ban or?
yes, he did have a quali ban. He held up a car
Okay.
in Monaco. Don't ask. But yeah, F17 Sen 7B after a long time, one of the OGs in the server, someone who
The
predates me in the
veteran.
server. Yes, someone who predates me in the server. Back with us at Jeddah. I remember he took pole here a couple of seasons back. Um,
That was season 6
Yes,
when he
he was
took pole.
DNF. He DNF'd in lap one of that race, I remember, because of another notorious driver who, yeah. But yeah, Malav, I think, will be the first guy to finish his lap, and no one's done a lap yet. It's like, as Raman
And
said, the
Raman
first
has
lap.
put in a lap and he goes
Yeah,
136.99.
Smith will be the next
I
start.
saw him hit the wall a couple of times, so I don't think that's very representative by any means. So.
Yeah, and I'm just looking for somebody who's going to start a lap so that I can.
I think Smith is finishing up a lap right now and he goes 129.0.
Smith has been on absolute fire as of late. He's finished in the top 2 in the last 5 races, which, as for a division like D2, you know how special that is. And he has won 3 of those 5 races. I'm pretty sure.
3 or 4, I'm not sure how many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just keeps
No, he's
racking them
won
up.
3 consecutive races so far.
No, he didn't win in Bahrain, so he won three of four. And just from that first run alone, everyone was scared about Oxidize, but Smith looks to have pulled that Red Bull performance right now. If any of you boys saw FP1, that
Yeah, exactly a 4/10 gap, right?
and 1 second to like any other car, and we know how fast Oxidize is. For him to be half a second off right now, that's
And I really think he messed up that lap because it's not representative of the TT time at least he put up on
yeah.
board.
And seven Suraj P4 pretty respectable for a man who hasn't driven this game at all. The last game he did was in the mid cycle of F1 2021, and yeah, that is all I'll say about F1 2021.
And to keep in mind, Suraj F17, he runs all assists off and no lines as well. So
Yeah, I don't know whether
that's a
he's doing
commendable
that
lap
right now.
time.
I kind of forgot to ask him whether he was
I
still
was
doing
on
it.
a party with him earlier, and I was practicing, and yeah, he had no lines, and he was identifying breaking points and whatnot. So
Yeah, I think you
yeah,
get used to it only if you do it for a long time. And once again, I must
yeah.
point out, we missed this for 2 weeks, but the shamelessness of this man, Malav. He has a sprint race after this. He's on 16 laps of fuel, driving around on soft tires. These softs could have been used for a hot lap, but no, their life purposely wasted on a 16 lap pointless long run in qualifying.
Mala wins everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not even gonna use the soft tires in the race. That's the best part. So I don't even know why he's doing that. But Hershey on a hot lap, I think. So let's. Oh no, he quits.
No,
Come
he's
on,
diving into the
come
pits.
on. No,
Maybe
you
we
are
can
on.
go on board with the McLaren. Is it his debut race? Domi
Yeah, I think
for...
Domithor. This is his first race. Yes, unless he is. As there has been the alt account fever spreading throughout Ireland nowadays, where you have to give your
Yeah.
Chitra Katha, as they say, before you even get to speak in the server. Sid Venkatesh will be there to ask you, but I think Shooter is going to do a lap. Who has burst onto the scene, quickly firing them up, firing himself up the grid positions. He has a shot at pole. How many more can I make before he starts this lap? Will it be on target? Now, Redstone, can you please take us through this lap?
I'll try my best. I don't know the corner names, but let's go.
I don't think there are any corner names.
Okay, let's see how he winds up. Turn 1, brakes conservatively, hits the apex, little hesitant on throttle. No, very brave on the throttle, I must say, in second gear there. So he's running traction control on. And is he going to be held up by the Ferrari here? No, Ferrari gets out of the way, which will distract him a bit. Yeah, I don't know, man. Can someone do this?
Okay, let me just pick it up from where Sector 1, he ends it. Now, the very fast sweeping corner, easy to lose the car. He goes very conservative on that throttle right there. He didn't want to upshift fast. So he's saving something. This is a very tricky corner. This will probably end the most number of laps because that curve very slidey and it also invalidates you for no reason sometimes. Now into this other DRS zone, the very tricky corner coming up here because the car doesn't want to turn at this precise angle. He slightly hits the outside walls. He's lost a bit of time through there. And now can he pick it up for a nice final corner where, yeah, there are no turn names here, Yash. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Yash, by the way, in chat, through the last corner, the infamous 2021, something happened there, which I could say right now to get more views on chat, but he goes P3 into that nice gap, that nice 1 second gap between Smith and Harsh. So pretty okay lap, a lot of time left on the board right now, I must say.
What do you think the pole time is going to be, guys?
I think it's Oxidizes to lose, at least for pole. I think he can improve by another second.
Yeah, I think he easily has a second in the bag because 128, I feel like 128, 2 or 1 could be pole.
Yes. And to the guys who just said D2 always better, I do agree, but it's better without you, as in right now. So yeah, kindly
Srikanth. Where is Srikanth, by the way?
Meanwhile, Sid is on
He
a
has a
lap.
quality back.
I just want to say that, you know, the meme template, like do trailers live?
Yeah.
That was like Srikanth's China race win, don't you think?
And Malav is not even the fastest doing the race runs, by the way. Nupshan is half a second faster than him, doing the same exact run plan as him. Yeah, this is just.
Meanwhile, Sid goes purple in the second sector, but again, I don't buy Cody's with that. But he looked poised though in the second sector, like very
Sid
stable.
needs to pick
the
it up
rear
now
end.
with Smith's form. There's only 1 point between them, and we are now. This race will be the. Will mark the point we go above halfway in this season. What lap time does he set? He only goes P7. That is not going to be good enough for Sid.
And Oxidize invalidates that lap.
What's Malav going to do? He's the only person coming across. And oh, did he cut? Anyway.
Did you catch him in 4K cutting the pit entry?
Yeah, but it's qualifying. So now Raman through
Yeah.
sector 1. Anyway, look at how close it is between P5 to P9. They're all separated by less than half a second. And Ace now goes P8 in all of that. But right now, this is the reason why Smith is first. He's not getting faced by the fact that Oxidize had that lap in time trial. He's just going to do his run plan, and whatever happens next to him. If he can pick P2 up easily, he'll pick up P2 right now. He's not getting faced at all. He's just going back to his peak days, if you remember, in a certain league.
Yep.
He is just
And Nupshan has retired.
Yes, the
Did he
actual
crash
Nupshan.
out
I don't
or
know
in
where
the
he was
pits?
in Monaco.
Mayank has crashed out, by the way.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Oh, that could hinder the view of a car if you're near him, as Harshi decides to follow yellow flags. What a
Meanwhile,
guy.
Smith starting another lap.
Yash asking how does it matter if Malav cuts the pit lane in the race? Savage.
Oof.
Meanwhile, Smith.
Oh, Smith hits the wall there. I think that's his lap done.
Is he's 10th down. So
Yeah,
I think he will not try. Do you think people just don't want to crash right now and are doing very safe laps? Because now Mayank's done for the session. He can't do anything. He is just at the mercy of everyone else now as to what he does. What happens with his starting position. Same for Harsh now, as Sen 7 has spun around.
But technically speaking, Mayank can only lose like 4 positions altogether. Is Smith up on his lap?
This is one of the other tracks where you don't want to be starting in the mid back. You either want to start up
No.
front or at the back.
Yeah.
The midfield is quite chaotic on this track. It's just, you can't. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I think Smith will improve.
Will improve slightly, I feel.
He's going to
Oh,
pit.
he dives into the pits.
Yeah, I think Oxidize made a similar error on his lap, and now the pressure really starts to go on to Oxidize because half a second, do you really risk it when Shooter is just a tenth and a half behind?
But considering Shooter really messed up that lap.
Yeah, and and they know as well. If it's really a game of how much risk you want to put, because if you risk it, you could either end up on pole, or if you crash out, you could end up going a few spots down now. And that will affect your start for the sprint. And the sprint race, you get 8 points for winning it. You get 16 for winning the whole thing. So doing 9 laps for 8 points, that's a very healthy, handsome payoff right there.
Oh, Abdul was P4. Decent lap for him.
I mean, P2 for Oxidize is really not bad considering it's quite easy to overtake on this track. And so, yeah, I don't think he should go all out on the final run, and he should just be a little mindful of.
By the way, Smith telling me the important information, which is that Abhishek will have to retire in every single session.
Yeah,
but luckily for us, he can show us like how the start was from the back, so we won't have to be monitoring that.
Or you can, Abhishek, you can just take out everyone, bro. Like bowling pins, Just go straight in turn one. Don't brake.
I've noticed that I'm P16 as well. Sorry for the guys behind me.
Yeah, if you see a Red Bull behind you, then I mean, we will not even.
Yeah, I think the best thing you can do is like sideswipe that Red Bull into the
Yes.
wall.
Yes.
Then you can retire.
I don't think that's a necessity. I think the Red Bull will do that by himself. But
Also true. Also true.
Yes, but we're doing the greater service because at least then he won't take out someone who's actually driving. I mean, Abdul popped up with a P4 from out of nowhere. Salty Red. No, we're not hitting on the Red Bull. We're hitting on you. I don't know where you got that from, but typical Verstappen fanboy right there. Meanwhile, Shooter is on his outlap. Abdul, meanwhile, got himself into a nice, handsome P4, and unless Hershey or Suraj or Sid or Noble Carter can improve, that should keep him there. So Alfa Romeo is working, chugging along nicely. Meanwhile, Shooter starts his lap. Oxidize is on his outlap, and Smith just coming out of the pits. So we watch on.
It's all to play for here in Jeddah.
Let's see now. Shooter through turn one, breaks in nicely, and luckily for us, all the three pole contenders have decided to space out their laps, so we can watch them all individually. Now Shooter, that's actually a beautiful.
How is that not an invalidation?
Yeah,
I will never know.
Don't blame the driver, blame the game, is what I say.
That was a huge cut.
Yes. Now in through this first sector, but has he gained time? Yes, he has 10th up on his lap. I think that's still a 10th off of Smith's first sector from what I can gather. But here he comes through the fast sweeping left. Now into this right-hander. It's very tricky. He kisses the wall, misses the curb a bit. Car really wanted to slide there, but he's kept it in control, kept poise. And now, if he goes P2 here, do you think that's actually better for Oxidize? Because then he just has to push all out as he goes purple in the middle, and he has got this.
And he's gonna get a nice toe.
Yeah, that's
not
Smith,
really.
but Smith does not. He knows it. He knew it. I think he would have seen the car behind him and immediately just moved away. And to the guy who messaged us earlier, that's how you move away for a car on a hot lap. Now in through the final corner, what can he do? 127, 28, 29, 072. So now it's all on to Oxidize through the first sector. He's coming up. He hit the wall though, but it's only
I don't see any damage.
And he is up. He has a purple first. Now Smith on his lap. What can he do? I'm gonna follow Oxidize through the first sector. I think Smith has to improve. I don't think there's a world in which that 0.04 would stand as of now. Smith through the first sector. Smith's up by 19,000. So Oxidize faster in the first. Oxidize 2/10 up. I don't know whether that's purple. I just try to look at the time, but because Cody's is a weird game. Smith now through. Doesn't take all of that curb. He hits the wall. Oxidize through the last corner. What can he do? Now Shooter gained a lot of time through here in that last sector, so that leaves him to be Smith did not have the best of those. Now across the line he goes. He goes pole. But Smith is up by 72,000. This is gonna be very close.
This is tight. This is tight. This is tight. He needs to have a perfect final corner.
You can see from his fuel there, chat, that he is pushing this car to his absolute extremities. What can he do now? He comes across the line and he cannot improve. That is done.
That's so close.
I think he just had a little bit of wheel spin out of the last.
And meanwhile, Noble Carter in all of that goes P4. So the 29.5. So 5 guys breaking the 130 barrier.
I feel like Oxidize still and Smith, both of them had a lot more pace in the bag and just couldn't deliver.
I think for Oxidize, Shooter going ahead of him was probably the best thing, because then he could just go flat out, just risk it. You can see he was a bit cautious in that first sector, and then after Shooter set his lap time, I think he just went for it. That's something you don't get in real life, of course. The drivers can't know the exact time someone else is setting a lap, so that's an advantage and a disadvantage in the game. But that is Oxidizer's pole by a bit over a 10, which isn't really all that much considering this track. So it should be close in the race. And for Oxidizer's sake, I hope he can actually finish a race without something happening to it.
1.3 tenths. Yeah,
Oh,
top
that's
three.
close. Top three. Yeah. But I think Smith would be pretty happy considering Sid is down in 10th right now. But for Oxidize, if he aims to fight for the championship, this is
It's a make or break
it's coming up to the
race for
point
them.
now where he has to start delivering the results. We've seen if you get like 3 or 4 consistent results in a row, you might not even need to win all 3 or 4 like Smith has done. But if you can just be on the podium for like 3, 4 races in a row, you can propel yourself up to title contention. But yeah, good job from from Sen 7 to put himself in P9 in the top 10 after a 9 month long hiatus or something like that. Now on to the sprint. Abhishek, do the needful, and you decide what the needful is.
And Abhishek's,
So I have to get
please
out of the way.
don't, please, like, I think you should refrain from like looking at the pole sitter in Jeddah, considering what you did to me last season.
I mean, you guys said I had an incident with my current teammate here last season.
How things change, how things
Yes.
change.
Well, I mean, not really. That's like the one time something's happened with him and me. Uh, I do try to help him out as much as I can. I tried to help him out in season 6 as well, if you guys remember, where he was robbed. As the mechanics T-posing. Now, what do you guys think about this? Normally, we only see it from the other side, but because the pit lane in Jeddah is like this, you can see the Haas boys have their T-post down right there.
Yeah, and they seem really rigid though, the mechanics. It's just like,
Yeah, there's some nice T-post. Is there 2 or 3 there? Right? And as long as it's less than 5, it's okay for Shrikant. So let's just begin.
I don't know, this stream is more of a Shrikant roast than
Guys,
anything.
before the race starts, I'd just like to ask, if I don't make the race start, will my car be ghosted or will it not?
I would suggest just not taking turn 1, just going down that escape road and then retiring in the
Yeah.
pit lane.
No, I mean
Of course,
the
I would
initial
also.
get- I
This
mean
is
the
this is
initial launch,
take this as sarcasm. But if you see that guy ahead of you, yeah, I wouldn't mind if he didn't see turn 1 as well.
I mean, you
I'm
can use
asking
him
if
as an escape.
I'm asking if I'm going to be ghosted or not, because if I don't ghost, then a certain Red Bull is going to
Yes.
run into me. So
The Red Bull will run into you. You heard it here first. So he's already absolving himself of all blame, and I agree with him. We've seen Abhishek drive normally, and we've seen the Red Bull driver drive normally. Now, if we had to judge based on this blind references, I would definitely suggest blaming the Red Bull. And in terms of the tire situation, we have 18 guys on medium, 17 because Abhishek is one of them, and Navshan on softs. Now, the softs should not last 9 laps on this track, but the safety car probability, this is the complete inverse of last week because they
And
never
Malav's
came
just
out.
chilling there, going
Yes.
for a spin, I think.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh, that's Sid. Oh, sorry, I normally assumed it would be Malav, but
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
blame him. I don't blame him.
Oh, this is such a
Alright, so Nabshan. Now, this did work in the last time we had a Jeddah sprint last season. Because there were so many safety cars that the soft tire ended up being the correct tire because there were only like 3 laps of racing. And with the packed grid here, I can definitely see it working again. What do you guys think?
considering we have a long safety car period, yeah, that I don't see why that shouldn't pay off. But yeah, you never know. I mean, we also have to take into consideration the pace difference as well. So
Yeah, and the softs are much faster than the mediums here, especially when they're fresh. You can be like a second and a half a lap
For
on the
sure.
other guys.
Hopefully, Oxidize doesn't disqualify himself.
Yeah, he's not Shrikant, they won't do it. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Oh, he's taking it so slow as well, the lineup. Oh, I think
Oh,
he's just got
that's
that
good
purple. That is a
parking. That's
purple.
good.
That is a purple right
Purple,
there.
yeah. And he's slightly pointing towards the left as well.
Yeah, but you don't point too much towards the left, otherwise you'll have to straighten
Yeah.
your car out as you're driving it, which is a disadvantage. Now, the lineup for the grid. Oh, give me a good camera angle, Codys. Come on. How have you gone backwards in terms of this? Okay, we'll be looking at the back shot then, because there's no...
Yeah. The rear end is the most important thing, you know.
Yes. Wait for a second there. 5 red lights. Lights out. And
it's
away we
go.
go. And away we go. Now Oxford, I think he got off to a good start. Yeah, finally the correct camera angle. Now Smith trying to go around the inside. Through turn 1, they go side by side. Oh, there's a Red Bull who's spun around as Harsh. Oh, and Sid Venkatesh and Harsh has been pushed way off the extreme end. Abdul's gotten past Shooter. Smith and Oxidize side by side through turn 1. Very eventful start here at the Jeddah sprint.
I think there was a little bit of wheel banging as well between Oxidize and Smith, because the nature of that corner, it's really difficult to fit two cars there.
But luckily for Smith, he's gotten his teammate is now up into P3, but whether he's able to keep it, I don't know, because the top 3 did seem to have like a different level of pace compared to the rest of the field. But Abdul, he is known for being one of the fairer drivers here.
And look at Oxidize, almost like 9/10 off, and I think he made a slight error now.
Mala has gone on formation lap, by the way.
Oh. Yeah, Malav.
Okay, Abhishek, I would suggest that you touch and retire as fast as possible so overtake anything. And is that the VSC? Yes, that is a VSC.
Yeah, it's a VSC.
Yeah, so that's what this was green flags in Monaco. Like they wouldn't even call a yellow flag.
And Shooter really
Shooter
winding
is,
up
I
on
hope no
2.
one
I
gets
think he lost his rear.
I hope no one gets a drive through here because it's you don't want to see it. Meanwhile, Suraj in P7 getting points right now in the sprint as it stands. And as it stands,
Spandan has gained 8 positions.
Wow, that is. Let me just pull up the position change graphic. Yeah, 8 for Spandan, and Noble Garter has lost 13. I think he was the guy who spun at turn 1 as we're back to green flag racing. And Mayank and Suraj, friends of the track, no love lost here. Mayank just goes for it.
And Mayank sort of under threat from Harsh as well.
I think he mistook his identity there. If it was Mala, we'd have happily allowed him to go inside, but no. Suraj says no to that. Yeah, but look, Shooter is like harassing, hounding Abdul right now. As Manav pits in a sprint race, which just means that he wastes a set of tires for the main race. So I don't really... But Shrikant versus Nabshan, oh my god, Shrikant, there's so much movement there. I don't know whether that's the lag or Shrikant's driving. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to differentiate.
I think it's the latter.
Yep, but Shooter and Abdul's doing the smart thing, which is if he can drag more cars to him, then maybe he'll be able to keep it. And we know that Smith has gotten a bit annoyed with his teammate randomly giving people positions this entire season, because he feels that Alfa Romeo would have had a big lead right now in the constructors instead of the 8 that they have against Ferrari. And to that I say, just look at the other Ferrari, not Sid Venkatesh.
And Shooter going for it on Abdul.
On the outside, and Abdul just gives him the... Okay, that's not
he
gonna go down.
completely backed off. He braked really early.
That's not gonna go down well in the team meeting later. And
Oxidize has created the 1 second gap. So they are
but look at Sid right now. He's only 12th. He is a long way from Smith, let alone points. Let alone Smith right now. And what's happening?
Meanwhile, Hashi spun.
Oh no, he was right into the path of some cars.
And that sort of like impeded Srikanth in a way. He got a little
Yeah, but
distracted.
okay, so yeah, Harsh is my hero. Um, but now because of that, there's gaps again in the field. As Shooter has gapped Abdul a considerable amount, and now Ace is 2 seconds behind Abdul. So I think Abdul should maintain this P4 as we get this beautiful camera shot right there of with the drones. I don't think Smith is pushing right now. I think he recognizes there's a bigger fight later on. So if he risks something right now, that would just result in him losing points. It's a very favorable situation for him right now because Sid still needs 3 cars to crash out just to score 1 point.
And both these boys deploying their batteries just to get within DRS range. And
yeah, but the Smith with his fuels, I always worry with this fuel situation because he always keeps it to just about whether he'll make it or not. But he is a master at lifting and coasting. The one he did in Bahrain where he would have run out of any other driver, I would say, would have run out of fuel. As Harshi gets a 5-second office meeting in the pit lane, so I think that's a retirement because you don't get points for fastest lap in the sprint.
And meanwhile, Mayank really struggling to follow the Aston Martin through in the first sector.
Yeah,
He's
I think
having to lift
but
off
that was a bit of a moment right there from Suraj. But
yeah,
he keeps in. I think, and Spandan now he has fought all the way from the back to P9, and he's going for points right now with another guy who had contact on the first lap, which was Harsh, who is driving Sans end plate right now. And do you think Harsh should pit if he gets overtaken now and just retire? Because
I don't think he's going to though. I mean,
and it's no use really pitting in the sprint. Sid versus Srikanth. Here we go. This is what we all wanted to see.
And Sid runs wide, and Srikanth runs into the back of him.
Oh
wow.
My God!
And
why would you?
There's a battle for the lead happening as well.
Oh, now I think has oxidized. What's oxidized is I mean the temps are glitched when you look at them, so there's no point in. You can only speculate. But look at this. Smith is on him like a car bonnet. These cars don't have bonnets, of course. That being the joke.
And Smith hits the wall.
He tried to follow close, didn't he? Does he have damage?
It doesn't seem like he has damage though from...
Yeah, and now he's lost all of that. So now, Ultimate Smith, would you risk going for another charge towards the end laps? It does look like Oxidized pace has dropped off by quite a lot. Because Smith is already
Oxidized seems like he's struggling quite a bit. His rear end, he's sliding around everywhere.
From bad to worse for Sid Venkatesh. He is the first driver to pick up a 3 seconds in the sprint. That's not gonna bode well for his confidence in the main race, is it? He couldn't go 5 laps without getting 3 warnings. He has to go 25 now without getting them the next time around.
And Srikanth really looking feisty right now, and hope he can make this clean.
Do you think he hopes that he can make it clean, considering who he's up against?
Well,
I think Smith has a good chance right now after turn 1.
I'm gonna follow this pattern here right now for the lead. Oxidize, and one thing, if Oxidize defends against Smith, they risk bringing Shooter into it, back into the equation as well. But once again, Oxidize keeps it. He's running a very skinny car. You can just tell from the straight line because Smith barely gained on him, and he was.
Yeah, Oxidize is running 10.9 if I believe. So, and yeah, because he's struggling quite a bit in the first sector, and then he's gaining a bit of time.
But his first sector struggle doesn't matter because the dirty air will always be worse than however low wings you're running unless you have like a red front wing. So Smith will automatically lose in the first sector because he has to follow a car who is heating up his tires at high stress corners. This is not ideal. Now Suraj has actually caught up to Mayank. This is very impressive, I must say.
The three friends, Ace, Mayank, and Suraj.
Yeah, I must say, Sen 7 in P7. Very impressive drive considering he has not played this game at all.
And I think Shrikant's made a mistake because he's fallen off significantly. The 1.7 seconds is the gap between Sid and Shrikant right now.
And
Add that to the
close
list of
eight,
mistakes
I
Shrikant
think.
has made.
And he's under pressure from Noble
Noble
Gata.
Gata, and Noble Gata is fast because he was right up there at the front. And now Ace, what's up? Mayank and Ace going at it, hammer and tongs. Mayank's gotten past Ace. This looks like more than a friendly rivalry right now between the three.
And
Hombres. Mayank's light
mind
is
difference,
blinking.
Ace going for it.
Can go down the inside again. Mayank has to be careful. He can't go all out because he knows if he tries too many risky maneuvers, he's going to lose till P9. So he's going to be out of the points. As Noble Gata now gets it 3 seconds. So Shrikant, does he have damage? Yes, he does. He has no left end plate. So Red Bull's running without an end plate, which is honestly the sort of handicap.
That's really messing up Noble Gata's charge in a way.
Yeah. That is honestly the sort of handicaps that FIA will have to start giving Shrikant.
And he lets
That's the 3 seconds.
Noble Gata through. Yeah.
These are the sort of handicaps the FIA will have to start giving.
Meanwhile, Nupshan making his own racing lines through there.
Yeah, and he gets the 3 seconds, unsurprisingly. Meanwhile, Suraj now on Mayank. Mayank has no ERS. So once you run out of ERS in Jeddah, you're basically a sitting duck, aren't you?
Oh,
Especially with 2
that was
laps
close.
left still. They're so close. It's 5 cars. Look at that. Look at that. On the camera shot. My god, that is the thumbnail, Caesar. Please put that in. Now Suraj has to go on the outside of Mayank, and Harsh tries the same thing on Spandan. Spandan tries to overtake Harsh. Now Suraj has gotten past Mayank, and now they both will try to go. Where's Harsh versus Spandan as well at the same time? This is just oh la la.
This is a great battle to watch.
Oh my god, I am out of breath trying to describe that. Oxidize is fun.
And Oxidize, no!
Oh my god.
Oh no no
He
no
has
no
lost his
no!
wing.
This is exactly what I said he didn't need to do. Just when it looked like it stabilized the gap against Smith, and he's even going to finish ahead of this pack of 5 cars just for the points. As Spandan has won. Done.
Oh.
Yeah, that's he has a lot of work to do in the main race.
That's not ideal.
Thumbs up.
That's not
It
ideal.
just sums up his season so far.
But now Shooter, meanwhile, he didn't have to battle anyone. He wasn't involved in the Smith oxidized battle, so he should have the ERS and the battery and the tires to fight Smith for it. Especially as we're on the last lap now.
And Shooter might just take this.
And look, lights blinking.
I think he should wait it out. He should wait it out and.
Suraj has hit Ace it back. Oh my god.
Smith
Smith
loses it.
have an incident at the same time. Oh my god, it's all popped off.
Smith lost his end plate.
What happened there? Because I was too busy. Did anybody have a view of that? Because I was too busy watching
I was
them.
on board. I was on board with Shooter and like.
Oh, Shrikant left out.
It was rear wing to front wing and Smith got
What
dragged
has
into the
happened
wall.
in these last 3 corners? So much drama.
And Shooter's coming back at him.
Yeah,
Shooter
because Smith
is
has
coming
end
back
plate
at
damage
him.
now. So
Smith
Smith
doesn't have
could.
an end plate. Smith doesn't have an end
Oh
plate.
yeah, well, this
Was there
can
contact
end
between the
really.
2 cars?
Yeah, there was.
And
contact.
Smith moves out of the way.
Oh, this is gonna be disputed, but. Oh, what's happened all of a sudden, guys? I swear, this is not scripted. And now, because of that, Sid Venkatesh was in 12th. 5 corners ago, he's in 7th place.
I think Oxidize just has to try and hold on here to finish P4
Yeah, luckily
so he
for
can.
Oxidize, everybody's decided to crash at the same time as him. And Harsh would end plate damage on lap 1, didn't pit. He's gonna finish in the top 5. And at the rate he is catching Oxidize in nods.
Might even finish top 4 here for Harsh.
Yeah, that is.
Just to figure
You
everything
can't
out.
write this. You can't write this. You cannot write this. A
Okay,
shooter
this is close. This
goes
is close. This
through
is
the final
close.
corner. He will come across the line to win the sprint in
The battle
Jeddah.
between Harsh and Oxidize, it's not over
Yeah,
yet.
Oxidize has nothing to defend with. Remember, if he gets out dragged, it's going to be a drag race to the line. I think
And
Oxidize
Harsh
will
hits
get
the
it off
wall.
the most TNFs. Raman, meanwhile, with the full car, he's just behind them. But that is the top three. All alphas. Oxidize gets P4. I don't think he would have expected that once he spun. Harsh in P5. What a drive. Ramen succeed somehow in 7th. Noble Carter 8th. Sen 7th, 9th. What happened there? With him, Ace and Mayank. Ace in 10th. Spandan 11th. Nuption in 12th. Will cross the line. Domithor in 13th. Mosquito 14th, Hershey 15th, and despite everyone crashing out, somehow Malav is still last.
That takes quite a bit of skill, to do that.
Well,
Maybe he just
Madhav
wanted
gets
to be near
happy
Maya.
with the 5 seconds.
But woo, guys!
That was a very entertaining last 3 laps. So much happened in this.
Yeah, I think if we had to chart even just a single driver's journey in this sprint race, that would be very impossible to do so. But if you enjoyed that, that's 25 laps more of this to come. Now, scroll to the grid order. Shooter in first, Smith second, Abdul in third, Oxidize fourth, Harsh fifth, Raman sixth, Sid Venkatesh seventh, Noble Carter in eighth, last of the points finishers, Sen 7 in P9, Ace 10th, Spandan 11th, Domithor 12th, Nupshan 13th, Mosquito 14th, Malav 15th, Hershey 16th, and then the DNFers, someone, Mayank and Abhishek. Ooh, I am tired just from commentating those 9 laps. That was definitely a sprint. That is
Well,
that just
at least
just a
with all
singular
the
lap of that sprint was more entertaining than any sprint race we've had in real life up until now. I would say.
1 lap with all those incidents. Well, I guess 3 commentators helped there.
Yes. My God, that was a big one. Oh, it doesn't do it justice the gap difference. Like if you just showed someone these gaps, they would think it was a very boring race. But yeah, because every car finished like 2 seconds behind the other car, but that is not how it happened. If you have just missed it, then please do go back and rewatch this because that was an entertainment extravaganza.
Well, all hell broke loose in those last 2 laps. Wow.
Oof, I don't know what to say. Oof. And and yes, a superior racing league in the chat race predictions. Um, Yeah. I would say we just start holding the recruitment drive now, then like to have divisions. As T-posing mechanics are back, everyone. Let's see who's hitting that T-pose right now. Those harsh mechanics, once again, really. The Alfa Romeo mechanics almost camouflaged, as you can see right there. You can hardly make it out because of the front wing. And going across the line, you can not even see the Mercedes mechanics. But really far down with the yellow gloves, those are the Red Bulls. As 1 minute left the session, someone please re-invite him before the race begins.
I'm surprised no one has readied up yet.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Don't know
Oh,
if there's.
We don't have the luxury for this in Division 1, guys.
yes. And please, by the way, Caesar, if you're listening to this, prepone the race start by 1 hour. As seven,
I
I
think
hope
everyone
we
is
don't have to do
leaving the
another lobby
session.
restart.
There's
I hope we
something
don't
wrong
have
with
to
the
do a
lobby.
lobby restart. My heart cannot take it anymore. Um, please.
Wow.
Look at the enthusiasm as Pandan has rejoined. So look at the enthusiastic fans here. The two fans who are for some reason taller than everyone else with their four animations of four claps, one thrust, and then one singular fist bump on either hand. Look at that. Look at that. They really like it. Quite
At
why
least they're not
Cody's can't
flashing.
program people to have Team Merge 1 in the crowd is a bit weird. But then again, this is the same crowd from FIFA, which is why they're acting like that. So EA with their reusable assets like that.
So are we going to restart lobby or?
I don't
I
think so. It's still like if people ready up. Suraj is the only person who's missing. Spandan's back.
I think shooter is stuck on black screen, so that's what he
There's
says.
Shooter, Noble Garter, Srikanth, Malav, Raman, and Mosquito who haven't loaded in.
Oh, don't do this today, Cody. It I must say, boys, we started this Redstone and I have been here since 9:45. It is 10:54. Contrary to what people may believe, we have stuff to do. It is 11 o'clock, damn near. This is a midnight job. We're working a 9 to 5 here at this rate. I just don't know what to say.
I genuinely hope it's not a restart. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's about to be
I
a
need to
big
eat,
ranting.
I need to do things, maybe do my laundry. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't care anymore. Once you join the grid, you don't have a life anymore. They just unless you're
Oh
Malav, in which
yeah,
case you're
thank
just
God, thank
logged in.
God, thank God.
Hopefully, shooter can rejoin back. As okay, please don't
Okay,
tag
invite.
everyone. People, you need permission to do that. Just tag the division if you wanted a lobby restart. Don't tag everyone.
Gonna send Shooter. Who else is missing from the lobby, guys? Any idea?
Noble Carter just left, so just him and shooter, I guess. Okay. So does that mean it's a clear launch for the Alfa Romeo? Because there's only one car that's not two cars not in session right now. Everyone else is here for the most part. Three.
Let me send these guys a quick invite
Yeah,
so
but they
they're able to
won't be
join back.
able to join until turn one as Abhishek's just, yeah, brilliant. Moonwalking with an F1 car. Please don't restart the lobby, guys. I'm
What is
quite
Smith
literally,
doing?
I am quite literally begging for a not lobby restart for the
What did
love of
Smith do there?
everything.
Was he?
I think Smith was. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, okay, boys. Anyway, happy Saturday to all who are watching this now. I'll just go ahead and say it because, or Friday if you live in illegitimate Western time, because we are going to be here until 12 o'clock, especially if we're lobby restarting. So, yeah, enjoy it.
People complaining.
You know, I'm asked by people, like, how do you do it? How do you do comms and proudly proclaim your thoughts so proudly? And the answer is because people force me to be here for 2.5 hours every day, every week on this very particular day. And yeah, so I can assure you, at least for the chat, that whatever I'm saying is coming straight from the heart here. There's no pre-race. I haven't written any notes down because you would lose your mind genuinely if you tried writing notes down for this.
I don't think you could be bothered to do that. So to write down notes for a Division 2 race, you know.
Yeah, I mean the notes are already pre-written. Shrikant messes up is the first part of the script.
A lot of disqualifications here.
I'm pretty sure there's a lobby restart incoming. That's why.
Because as far as I can see, Oxidize, if he gets the
So
parking
Azun asked
right,
the question that we are all thinking but don't want to say because we probably will say a lot of not nice things afterwards. How are we on the formation lap? Azun, you haven't seen the worst of it yet. Mia madre.
okay, it's 4 lights, 5 lights, and
Shooter's car just disappears. Okay.
away we go. Meanwhile, Hush gets a brilliant start. Meanwhile, Oxidize
Are
P1.
we even? Are we racing? I think we are. Okay, then let's. Okay.
Oh, and Abdul and Smith make contact,
Yeah.
and Abdul gets sent
Meanwhile,
back to P9.
Shrikant is all the way up to P7 already, which just goes to show how seriously people are taking this. Um, but yeah, Ramen in first, Oxidize in second, Smith in
No,
third.
no, Oxidize leading though.
Sorry. Oxidize in first, Ramen in second, Smith in third, Harsh in P4 on softs. And so is Shrikant. So the Red Bull boys are going aggressive right off the launch.
Meanwhile, Hush gets a better run on Smith and gets the move done.
Meanwhile, Shrikant versus Navshin about to start in a few laps. And Harsh, I think, needs to start leading for his strategy to work. And with the way he's going, he probably will be in a few laps. Meanwhile, Shrikant has worked himself up into all the way to P7 now, and that is.
Okay, this would be an easy pass for
And
Harsh.
meanwhile, in P11, that's a good position for him to be in, especially considering it's his first race in the league. Is there a yellow flag? Abhisheks don't cause a safety car, just drive at like a normal pace.
Sorry about that. I was just wondering why there are two people behind me on the side.
And meanwhile, Shrikant now going the inside of Navshin. Hard versus softs. At this point, it should be a move for Shrikant. But Navshin forcing him to go the long way around. But the tire grip advantage is proved to be too much. And Navshin shows you how to drive clean through there. Brilliant, brilliant.
Shrikant should maybe take notes, you know.
Yes. Meanwhile, Smith has now started to close up on Raman after the horror start that he had. Still don't know why he disqualified himself, especially if there was not going to be a lobby restart. But anyway, in the formation lap, I mean. But anyway, here we go. Raman seems to be struggling now after that good launch that he made. Perhaps he went on to realistic car performance with that Mercedes. No, but Sid Venkatesh now right on the back of Smith, and for the first time since round 3, Sid's not leading the Drivers' Championship right now. It's Smith who overtook him in that sprint race. So this does matter, but I think he knows that Shrikant
and Raman really struggling out there. Seems like he has no grip in a way.
How many laps do you think the RBR boys need to go on the soft tires for it to actually work as a strat?
I feel like at least 9 laps and put on the hards and go to the end, but that still sort of feels like a stretch for me.
Yeah, and I think even 7 laps is doable, maybe.
Yeah, look at the Hush.
I don't think Oxidize should really defend this.
Yeah. And Oxidize needs to worry about not spinning out.
Oh, Smith all over the back of Raman now. Raman's really holding him back here.
And Azun saying that no t-shirt equals the reason why Suraj DSQ'd. And you know, I would somewhat be obliged to agree with it. It's been 2 years, bhai. It was 2020. Anyway, going back onto the race now, Raman versus Smith. Smith would be wishing that this was still a DRS zone like it was last season. As Navshin gets a 3 seconds. That's not ideal. That's not ideal.
I think Oxidize should really just let Hush go and follow him through.
He's just trying to push too hard.
And Hush makes a mistake.
The thing is that Hush, at least until lap 4, can rebound from his mistakes pretty easily because he also has Oxidize's DRS. He automatically gains like 4 times on him each lap. Look at that, he's already back to where he was. And for Oxide, he's not really fighting Harsh here. He's fighting Raman and Smith. Because Harsh, he would have to make a big margin because these guys will come back at him towards the end of the race. Especially if there's safety cars as
Mayank
well.
or
Harsh's
Nupshan as
strategy might
well. I
not pay
think
off.
Mayank
Mayank versus
can make the
Nupshan.
move.
Mayank gets the move done.
I feel like Oxidize just has enough straight line speed to keep Hush
Yeah, and
behind.
he has a lot of straight line speed by that logic,
And
but
he's
Harsh has to go
going
on the inside.
sending
That
one
is
on the
definitely a
inside.
warning.
Yeah.
That is definitely a warning. I don't think he'll be taken back as well. Meanwhile, Smith and Raman trying ISU2. But in a few laps, we'll see whether these tires start falling off.
They really will. I tried driving 5 laps on softs and it was shagged by the end of it.
Yes, what an analogy right there, I must say, from Redstone.
Hush also needs to get past.
Okay, Azun wants to tell his teammate that he's not racing tomorrow because he doesn't like Jeddah. Meanwhile, Smith trying to go on the outside. If he gets that overtake done, then that would be one of the moves of the season. But he has unsettled Raman now to the point where he could get him with DRS assistance basically on 3 straights in a row. Look at that!
And he goes for it!
Oh my god, that is
The
very,
straight
very...
line speed difference was crazy there.
Yeah, Smith basically telling Raman, I'm putting my car there. There's nothing you can do. But will Raman be able to return the favor? But Shrikant's now staring at the barrel of both of them.
Yeah, Hush really has to make this overtake right now, otherwise it's done for him.
Straight out of the Azun Driver Academy. Azun says
Top
that.
5 all in the DRS train.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Harsh
Harsh
going
started to
for
go
it.
around the out. Oh, he had to lift off very early there. You could hear it in their input. Harsh. Was there a bit of movement from Oxidize? We will wait and see for that.
It sort of seemed like he moved under braking, but I'm not really sure. But it did seem like it from my point of view, though. Don't know what's going on there, but yeah.
Malav versus...
And Hush hits the wall. Hush hits the wall. And he's all out of sorts, and Smith is on the back of him. Will he send one down the inside? No, he thinks better of it.
He does not have damage, Harsh. But that is the thing in Jeddah. Everyone's so close right now. If you make one mistake, you could go from attacking to defending in just like that. In a matter of moments.
It's also going to be within Srikant's DRS soon.
Yeah, and that leads me to believe that the softs are starting to drop off a bit now. It has been commendable from Oxidize that he's been able to keep
And Raman left
the
Srikant
RPRs
through.
behind. Yeah, I think Raman knows. But
don't know
has
why
he
Raman-
lifted
No,
off too
I
much?
think they're in the
Because
same party shed.
has he lifted off too much? Because now look
he
at it.
lifted us so much. Yeah.
Now he's under threat from the Fafari of Smith. Of Sid, I mean, sorry.
Of Sid, he's gonna get this done.
Yeah,
Easy
and
job,
that is
job
why
done.
you cannot let
Yeah.
people pass you at Jeddah if you have a car like a second behind. But I'm pretty sure Srikant bullied him into doing that. So I
And
don't blame
Raman sort of
And
hits the
Nupshan's
wall
DNF,
and-
that's a safety car.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Now that is perfect news for the Red Bulls. I'm pretty sure they could pit now and go till the end.
Yeah, that strategy worked out really well now.
I think everybody, like pitting on hards would be as the safety car comes out behind the top 3, but just ahead of Srikant, and now the safety car is sandwiched in between.
For a second, I thought Srikant's
That's
rear
very
tire
funny.
was gonna hit the safety car because it was that close.
Yeah, the safety car does
Wow.
try to take you out nowadays, by the way. This is a... I have tested it out. It has taken me out in a league race once before, so...
Oh, Mayank couldn't see the safety car there coming around sector 1 with the wall.
Oh. And the
Safety car
safety car,
does not
the safety car has to
want to
let
get
them
out
pass.
of
That's the protocol. So this is actually very good news for the Red Bull boys because they only have to do an 18 lap stint on hard, which isn't that insane, and especially considering if others don't pit. So that gamble for Source, it's worked to perfection. This is staged, I mean, it's Red Bull, it's Srikant. I prefer really not to speak.
I mean, Smith is in a Red Bull sandwich
Yeah.
right now.
If Srikanth doesn't get a podium out of this, like I would genuinely start to wonder, because at this point, the only person who's ahead of him realistically is his own teammate.
We know he will bully him out.
Yes.
Oh, and Oxidized Pit.
Yeah, Oxidize has to react. He has to react.
Smith staying out. Oh,
And
Crazy.
oh god. I don't know why he didn't gap her team.
I can't write this. You cannot write this. How? Why would he even speed? There's no one behind him.
He actually cut the pit line, you know, and the game gives you a 5-second for that.
There was literally no one behind him. I was trying to drive so far. His teammate is in the pits as well. So if he goes in slower, it gives him less of a chance to double stack. What is he doing? Did he cut the pit lane at the exit?
Yeah, he cut the pit line, so you know the game gives you a penalty for that sometimes.
No, I think he cut the pit lane at the exit as well. Just now. But who was I spectating 15 seconds ago? Was that Harsh or... No, that was definitely...
But do you think Oxidized pitting right now was a wise choice?
I think he has to pit because he is in the race with Harsh. Raman has jumped Harsh, by the way. Somehow.
Maybe he did have damage then.
Yeah,
we did
so-
see her touch the wall a few times.
He is in the fight with these guys. Now, if another safety car doesn't come out, it's a very much advantage Oxidized because he is essentially a pit stop ahead of this top 5.
But you know, Malav is still in the race, so
Oh, he's in P5, sitting pretty.
I've been discussing some interesting tactics in
Tactics,
the,
yeah.
I mean, it is logically that is what logically will happen because you are not involved in your own decisions.
Oxidize also has to get past teammates of Sid and Smith here at the restart.
Oh, as Raman hit the wall.
Does he have damage? Doesn't seem like it.
But sometimes you don't get visual damage, but you will still have damage when you ask Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Shrikant.
Shrikant.
I don't know why he just didn't pit again to get the 5 seconds out of the way now. It won't be.
Yeah, he's only going to lose 2
Yeah,
places
he would have only lost the 2
If
positions.
he had that sort of awareness, I don't think he'll be getting into as many incidents, you know. Sorry, not sorry, just speaking facts, you know.
Yes.
From the bottom of my heart,
Yes.
I'm trying.
And now, because of that, the top 2 in the championship, the top 2 in this race right now.
Is Mayank third in the championship, by the way?
I think Mayank is third in the championship, you know. Good call there, Abhi. Let me check. Wait, let me... No. Oxidize is third in the championship. Mayank is fifth. But then again, Shrikant is fourth. So from the top 2 downwards, it's been a bit of a... it's just... Yeah, Redstone with pure factors. And are we sending Abhishek to D2? I am pretty sure that he could win every race by a lap. I saw those qualifying last season, Abhishek, with the pole by 8 tenths.
The quali master.
Yes. Don't think we've
But
forgotten
Abhishek,
that.
how did you feel when I went around the outside in Silverstone? Did that feel good? Were you hurt?
Well,
I think it's best not to discuss Silverstone with Abhishek when I'm in the party chat as well.
Yeah, shit. Well,
But anyway, I hope
it's time to bury the
Redstone-
hatchet, you know.
Yeah, let's. I hope spectate Oxidize or somebody in the mid pack. I will be spectating
Yeah.
Sid for this safety car restart, and Abhi, if you can spectate the guy in last place.
Srikanth, you know? I think I'm going to spectate Srikanth.
Yes. Okay. Let's go.
Srikanth stuck behind his former teammate Ace.
Yes, and look at what is he doing? He's got such a big gap to Smith. And Smith, and he's lucky that Smith didn't decide to go for it when the gap was at 1 second, because now he goes. And I don't think these guys should be wasting time fighting each other right now, because there are big gaps down the field. What's happened to Domithor? What happened to Harshi and Domithor?
And Harshlan's taken out by Srikanth.
No, he gets taken out by Ace.
Oh no, shit. Sorry. And Raman's gone.
Oh
Raman's
my god,
gone.
the Mercedes. What's happening? No front wings for the McLaren or for the Merc.
Malav holding up Oxidize here and Srikanth on the back of Oxidize now.
Yeah, but Srikanth is de facto, like, right now he's out of the points because... And Hershey spins again. No.
And Oxidize sends one down the inside.
Malav can't. Actually, he could. He's only 8 lap old tires. So this is just a skill issue thing going on right now. In fact, I would say Malav should have more pace at this point, considering they're on old tires. Those tires are scrubbed in. These guys' tires aren't right now. So
Oxidize really needs to get this move done right now.
Yeah, not because Srikanth possesses a danger in terms of overtaking for track position, but because Srikanth possesses a danger in other attributes.
Yeah. I mean, you can
Because
just tell,
Mayank
like,
and
you can
Abdul
just tell. Mayank and Abdul.
Are following each other pretty closely, and Abdul's got good
Oxidize goes around the outside.
Oxidize down the outside, and he gets it done. Now Srikanth versus Malav.
But Malav is gonna come back at him, I feel. Oxidize moves to the inside.
Malav now not an attacking driver, but
And
no.
Srikanth,
That's very good.
And he's
defending
gonna be
that
under threat from Mosquito if he gets the traction put down and
but it's
just
too narrow this section.
And he's
But
going for
Srikanth at
it.
the moment.
Oh,
Ooh.
and Mosquito hits the wall as well.
Malav also made a mistake there, I think.
Oh no,
Arjun
Srikanth,
says,
and he does
Srikanth-
Srikanth. He's done it again! He's done it again! How do you do it?
And Malav made
I can't, I just can't.
You have to feel for Malav and
No way, man, no way.
oh my god.
Oh, shit.
How do you do it 2 times?
You know, I was just about to say, Arjun said Srikanth is Pepe without the skill, and he really pulled the Pepe there.
Oh, here guys again.
Oh, fuck. I can't.
I have tears in my eyes. How do you do it 2 times? The same incident.
I
You
think
to
Smith
go
is
back
gonna
to Austria, it's a carbon copy of it. And Smith,
can't
this gives
breathe.
Smith the perfect opportunity to repeat, by the way.
Smith
And he'll be
is
on very
good.
fresh hearts at this rate by the end of this
Mayank
race.
stays out.
Mike is still out.
Because
Well,
man cannot go on mediums.
Yeah, he cannot make it to the end, I think. Actually, he can.
Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. That's the only race he won as well. And I mean, we have to, in all regards to Srikanth, he probably only did 10 times as much laps as anybody else did this for this week. So we can't really blame him. Normally he does, I think, 25 times the amount. I remember he did like 400 or 500 laps for China. So you can't really blame the guy. It's,
how can you do so many laps and still be that slow?
yeah, that's, I mean.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Oh no,
Oh no!
what is happening? What is happening?
And Srikanth is arriving into the scene now.
I think he must have seen that Srikanth was behind him, and I don't think he would have seen the gap, and I think he would have just assumed that that was what was going to happen anyway, so he might as well do it himself.
Also, with the safety car now and the grid having, except Mayank and Abdul pitting, Oxidize is back on provisional hold.
Wow, but it's between it's a finely poised battle now between third, fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Yeah.
And Takurwa in the chat asking if everyone's racing drunk.
Madre,
Oh,
míos. Whew.
I can't.
The best part is still half the race to go, and Srikanth with faster tires is going to try to overtake everyone ahead of him. How do you
So
do the
how many
same?
takeouts do you think is incoming, guys?
Oh, I don't know.
I
You
would
pick
say
the
two.
number. You pick the number.
I picked the number. Wow. Okay.
Shit. Oh, who was that? Okay, that was her. That was
Was that a
Harsh.
pit lane cut by?
Yeah, Harsh with the
I
massive
don't
pit
know
lane
why
cut
I
right there.
did that.
I don't know. Did
Yeah.
Srikanth tell him that that was okay or something? I don't. What's Raman doing, by the way? He's just.
The Red Bull's pulling a Ferrari.
What's
right
Raman
now.
doing in the meantime? He's just weirdly.
Yeah, why is he
pushing his
scraping the
car.
wall?
Yeah, pushing his car into the wall
I
for
don't know if
some
his
reason.
controller might be disconnected.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no!
And there we go.
Oh no! Crash kit, and he didn't DNF.
Oh, I think he's gonna get disqualified now though.
He went splat into the wall. He didn't DNF.
I mean, this race would go down in the history of IRL, you know.
Oh, okay, Raman back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and did he reset to track?
No, he did not.
No, he didn't.
Oh my god, I don't know what to say. We haven't seen like racing in some time here, but what we have seen in its place cannot be we cannot replace this one. We cannot replace this one.
We can't ride behind same at the restart. That's medium.
Rest in peace, dude. Rest in peace. That's
Yeah,
all
I
I
mean-
can say.
And he did say he was going to take out red cars today.
And he has 3 of them ahead. 1 down, 3 to go, yeah.
Yes. Malav with the hello. Hello, Malav.
No.
How are we supposed to commentate on anything racing related now, guys? Like, how will any? I can just say that even if 3 people are going 3 wide, how is it supposed to be more entertaining than what's just happened here?
Oh yeah, Malav needs an invite to comms. I think we should hear
Yes,
a real
let's
time.
just invite him.
I'm gonna send him a quick invite.
But seriously, also this safety car has lasted a long time. But how are we supposed to commentate on racing now? After what we've just seen.
I just can't. There's too much going on for me.
Wait, it takes a minute or two for his voice to connect. Malav, say something when you're here. Safety car's in, by the way. As Mayank is launching. He is gone.
No, safety car's
is-
not in.
What? Oh,
Safety car's still on track.
I hope he's not doing it again. He has been penalized for it in the past, where he just backs it up to the point where the safety car stays out extra laps. I hope he doesn't do it. He has been gotten for that in the past, so hopefully no.
Oh, well, Malav, since you're here, walk us through that incident. How did it feel?
I'm
Deja
just
vu?
here to say, well done, Srikanth.
Malav, a bit of
Yeah,
deja vu.
well done indeed, you know.
Malav, a bit of deja vu for you, I guess. Yeah, man, it's too distraught to speak. I was going to send Malav one question right now on comms. Okay, he leaves. I just don't know to say anymore. The funniest part is that he won't even report because allegedly he is retired from reporting. So 12 cars left. We still have half the race to go.
And you still have Srikanth.
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
Start on the top, by the way.
I'm pretty sure the amount of penalty Shrikant's gonna receive after this race. Astronomical.
Pit lane cut incoming, taking out Malav. Wow.
Oh, I
Tell
also
Malav to
just
check
noticed,
LinkedIn.
I
Malav,
just noticed now that with Harsh's pit,
safety car
Smith
in
is
this
right
lap.
behind Oxidize. It's a straight battle for the win now.
Yeah, we cannot commentate on the racing any longer. I don't like you. We're just seeing cars drive until Shrikant arrives.
Not it's happening, guys. It's happening. Turn one, I think he's gonna send one down the inside on Sid.
Safety car
You heard it first.
Yes. So one person, I'm gonna spectate the front, Redstone spectate the back, and Abhishek spectate Shrikant.
Yeah, I'm on.
And
Oh,
Everyone's on
meanwhile,
Shrikant.
Abdul and
And they're gone.
Mayank had an incident, had some contact just as the race began. Oxidize right on the back of Abdul now. As we go through turn one, but there's no space. Oxidize is going to try and go the long way around, but still nothing. As
And
Smith
Smith
is
makes
so
contact
near.
with
Oh,
Oxidize.
that could have resulted in a spin for Smith if he wasn't careful right there.
Oh, Oxidize getting out of
Oxidize is the
shape
moment
there.
with the dirty air of the car ahead, and he's stuck in the alpha sandwich. Right now, Oxidize. And now Smith's got the run. And Smith, the next overtake is a free one for him essentially because Abdul has to pit. Oh, Oxidize squeezes Smith to the literal wall right there. And meanwhile, Sid is now under threat from Shrikant. Somebody please watch that battle. I'm gonna watch
am
the
watching
guys who
this
won't crash.
battle and
Hopefully.
it's very
Meanwhile,
hard not to
Oxidize
take
keeps
him.
having moments for his sake. I hope he keeps the car in a straight line.
He's not trying to go down the inside. Stay here.
He takes a peek.
Oh no!
And it's almost a repeat of the first incident. Yeah.
Like that, the other gap has gotten a bit, and now
Come on,
Smith
Sid. Come on,
the
Sid.
bit. He's got the bit between his teeth. Smith going around the outside of Oxidize, but he's gonna run into that wall once again. He has to back off. That was good defending there from Oxidize. Very on the limit, but just about legal because he leaves the car switch right at the end. Now Mosquito's on softs is one thing we didn't mention, and Shrikant is ahead of him. So it's not like Shrikant has freebies here to overtake Sid. And Sid's not gonna give this up. He sees Smith just ahead of him. What he thought was going to be big damage limitation can now turn into a weekend where, he could still lead the Drivers' Championship. Mayank and Abdul have to pit. So this is the fight for the lead right now. This
From
5 guys.
P9 to P10, they're all within a second of each other.
And Shrikant Das. He's arriving. And he's... Crazy, man.
Oh my god, I thought he was gonna... Oh my god.
And he...
Oh, that's a beautiful, that's a good exit right there, to his side is. And he will get this move done for now, but will his tires make it to the end? Why is he hitting the car after he's done overtaking it?
And what is he doing, man?
Redstone, I think 2 might have been the under. I would have taken the over on that one.
And Delhi Mosquito. He's like, thank you very much, I'll take that position.
Yeah, he's just lost his head right now. What is he doing? Surely he won't hold up his teammate now.
DRS enabled this lap.
Yeah, at least he doesn't hold up Harsh and Sid Venkatesh. It must be fuming under there. If he loses the title by less than 10 points, we can all pinpoint to this moment in this race in Jeddah.
And he hits the wall.
Who?
Shrikant.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Sid, but yeah, this is...
No, when I say he, I refer to Shrikant.
Okay. Oh, look at that line from Shrikant through the corner from Tomitor's POV. What a brilliant line. Meanwhile, now on to the battle between for the lead.
I'm
And
surprised
I
at all
must say,
the
Abdul,
fighting
he is
here.
winning some Wingman of the Year awards right now. Look
Yeah.
at what he's doing. He's making sure, and I think once Oxidize gets like the DRS are hindering, he will just go and pit. I think he's just making sure that Mayank can't give Oxidize DRS.
I think we have another interested member who would like to join this comms box to make things even more spicier. So you know who it is. It's coming, guys.
Yes. Meanwhile,
I'm surprised Mayank with all the fighting here hasn't managed to put away. He's just
Yes.
staying out of the DRS.
uh, now it has gotten a bit quiet now because Shrikant's not been near somebody for like 2 laps now.
Oh, and Smith overshoots turn 1.
But I think Mosquito's medium soft passes are dying out in the next few laps. It's not really much of a threat from behind now. He and my game crashed.